Good evening and welcome to another exciting video in the Artful Coder series. It's been a while since I've done a video. I've been so busy on content creation, but I wanted to just cover something, hopefully short video tonight on SQL. And you can see over here we've got SQL Server Management Studio loaded. I've got a database from a previous project and sample data. Now you can get sample data online if you've got a siege database with some sample data to play about with. Now, the thing I want to talk about tonight is normalization versus denormalization. Now you're wondering what does that actually mean? Well, a normal view is what SQL considers effectively the most efficient view possible. So how it would expect to see it. A denormalized view is where you get things like your publishers, you have your actual publishers joined on, or your developer. Now, this is a denormalized view in the extent that it's got all the information joined already in the table. And what you'd want to do is this is fine, but suppose you had another I don't know, MTV games is going to be called MTS games. If you don't if you don't normalize your underlying tables, if you wanted to update this, you have to write an update statement that says where publish equals MTV games. We'll just do it. We're just going to do it. So just create a new query and let's copy this across and do Control A, Control C. So all I would have to do, go and get me the publisher. I have to say copy that, and come say update, and we just change this and update, update that, and we come and say where publisher, no, update, sorry, set publisher equals MTS games. So this is what we're going to replace the value with, and say where publisher equals that. That's fine, yes, you could do that, but it's not the most efficient use of storage because for every row in the column it's having to store this string value or your varchar, and that isn't the most efficient way. So a way you would do that is you would actually have like a lookup table with a publisher underscore ID, and you join in. It's so much more efficient. So let's just run this and see what happens. Okay, so we've got 52 rows updated. So you can see it says MTV games. To refresh that, it's now MTS games. And again, if you want to change the developer, the console, the genre, add new ones in. And again, title, it depends how far you really want to go. You have to work out what are the genuine things that there might be a lot of. And again, you don't want to repeat yourself. So with this, I've had to do a very long update, whereas what you would say is you just change the name against the publisher in your lookup table, done. You don't need to run any update statement or anything like that to update this information. And that's what we call a normalized table, where you would have your publisher ID, your games ID, and you'd have all of those in there. And it's about looking to make your tables as efficient as possible, like your data, because they take less storage up and they're more performant because you're not saying do where clauses. Oh, I'm interested in a publisher where it's MT games. You handle it with joins that says, yeah, I'm interested in this. And yeah, there may be cases where, and then within your views or the data you're returning back to your web app or through your API or whatnot, could have this denormalized view. And again, for things like reporting, so when you talk about like SSRS or Power BI, those things work better with like a star model or a link table. So you'd have your game up here, you'd have publisher underscore ID, developer underscore ID, and you would just basically have a model that links on a common key. And that is the best way to do it. So always try and keep your data cubes or your tables normalized. So again, normalization is effectively don't repeat yourself. Keep it as small and short as possible, because it store less memory than what a varchar does in terms of bytes on a computer, and denormalize when you need to present that information. Apart from that, keep it normalized. Yes, it might look a bit weird when you've got 1, 5, 10, but it's so much more efficient than having a denormalized view that is in a table. This is just sample data, so it's never going to have that because it won't have the relational information. But you could do that. You could turn it into a relational table. You'd create a list of publishers, etc., and things like that as well. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. It's just a quick look and discussing on normalization versus denormalization. And yeah, stay tuned for more exciting videos. Thank you. Bye.